Hi guys, so welcome to your first weekly message from the Oakmen. It's the only thing I can call them right now. What I'm going to actually be doing each Friday for this video is I'm going to make it a premiere. Now, so that you guys understand, because I saw somebody post, wow, Cindy, you either go to bed really late and get up really earlier. Actually, the premiere, it's not live, but it's kind of run like it's live. So people can chat live as the video is coming out, and it gives you a heads up that it's about to come out at a certain time. So I'm going to do that because I want Friday to be a little bit different from all the other days in the week. And I feel like the messages for Friday will be very different. So it'll be great for people to interact. I'm sure I'll learn lots through your comments as well. I'm trying to figure out who the Oakmen are. I was inspired actually, so to tell, you could see like the little thumbnail, there's a photo of the cards asking who are the Oakmen. So I was sort of doing it for myself. I'm just like so curious who are the Oakmen. So I was I started to pick up a tarot deck, and no, that felt really wrong. And I was, I guess, guided to pick up my God and Titan deck and my Goddess deck. So I took those, and then I just went with whatever I was guided to pick up. So I'm going to show you each card, and then I'm going to kind of tell you what the message is. It's interesting. So yeah, the cards are already out. That's not really my plan for doing the messages for the Oakmen or for anything. I like to kind of do them on camera, but I was asking for myself, and I thought, you know what, this is kind of this would be a great first message for the Oakmen for Friday. So the first card that I shuffled from was the God and Titan deck, and Sacrifice is the card that came out. Now, a very distinct and clear and quick message came in with this. The first message that came in, there's two. The first one that came in, asking who the Oakmen are, was that there has somehow been for them some sort of sacrifice to be able to come forward and produce messages. I don't know why. There's definitely a sacrifice of some sort on their part. Now, they're also at this time asking and expecting that there will be a sacrifice on every one of our parts also, on behalf of ourselves. So they have made some sort of great sacrifice to come forward at this time. I'm not 100% clear what that is. I do sense that somehow it's difficult for them to communicate. And I don't know if that's part of why I was having difficulty kind of pulling in messages from them when they first appeared in the zodiac readings a few weeks ago. But there's some sort of sacrifice that's been made, and we're all also being asked to make some sort of a sacrifice at this time. Really a nice card to actually come out between the balance of the masculine and the feminine energy here, which is something that plays out in all of us. So it's not whether you're a man or a woman, it's just these energies, this nurturing energy, loving, motherly, magical kind of woman-y energy that, you know, we all comes out in us different ways. And then the masculine energy, which is very more like action-based, defensive, protective, that, you know, going out and getting that kind of energy. So that's like, there's been a sacrifice to come forward here. That's this masculine aspect of the Oakmen. And this is also the masculine aspect of ourselves as being asked to make a sacrifice. It's almost as if action, I want to say, because there's an underlying card here that's quite interesting. I'll get to those in a minute. I'll get to it right now, actually. The underlying card for the God and Titan deck was actually Thor, action. And I feel like, because pretty much all the other cards that have come out are more feminine-based cards that have come out. Of course, that is part of my choice, I guess, decks that I picked. But that's what I was sort of called to pick, were the decks that I have here. And I feel like it's almost as if holding, you know, and I can feel it because our world is very much there's an imbalance between masculine and feminine energy in our world. And it has been like that for a long time. And there's been this work to kind of make it more balanced throughout the world between, yes, not just women and men's rights, but, you know, even for men to be free to express and to embrace their more nurturing and feminine sides as well. And for women to not be so complacent and mousy and to go after what they want and to be strong. Like, it's to bring that balance in everyone out. And I feel as if part of why they are here, or they're at least communicating something to us about a sacrifice, some sort of masculine energy sacrifice here. So the goddess card that came out is Mary, miracles. I really feel very much like how they're describing who they are. They are the balance of masculine and feminine energy. That is their balance. That is what they are. They have this, they're very, very good at, you know, and a lot of times, yes, if you look at masculine energy around the world, it is very dominating. There's a lot of sacrifice that does go into masculine energy, though. You know, they do miss out on, you know, a lot of guys miss out on the growth and development of their own children and their own families because they're out, they're earning an income, they're conquering the world, they're doing that stuff. And, you know, as they get older, I think they get more in touch with their more feminine side. And there's, you know, often a sense of maybe missing, having a lack of time. But the oak men have a balance here. I feel like there's some sort of balance. There's the yin and yang energy right now is why, who and why the oak men are here. And these miracles, because there's miracles within all of us. I also want to say expect some miracles through the oak men. Expect some miracles, some messages of miracle. The other card that I have here from the Alki deck, She Who, we have She Who Flies, Valeris, Dare, Do, and Reach. This is that feminine energy I'm feeling that is possessing more of a masculine attribute, which I'm feeling is some sort of a balance here. They're not so much describing exactly who they are, but almost kind of why they're here or what's happening. I mean, how do you describe what you are if you're some sort of energy entity? Like, right? Like, you're not, you know, well, you know, I come from England and I'm 5'9". Like, you know. So there's this dare, do, reach. I feel like this is some sort of, the dare, do, reach is, because the underline, it's almost like these cards are all talking back and forth to each other. So the underline of Dare, Do, Reach, the Alki deck, is She Who Stands, resolute, implacable, and determined. That's sort of the energy that we are being called to slowly go into right now, prior to moving towards what we truly want, what we truly desire for ourselves, because we need to take this space and this time to pull back and to look at everything we haven't wanted to look at, resolve issues that we haven't wanted to face, because we cannot go forward in better balance if it continues to be imbalanced, if we continue to be imbalanced. The underline for the goddess deck was Mama Kucha, water, feelings, emotions, intuition, spiritual connection, connection of the whole I'm getting here as well. So I want to say these are actually two very mother energies, right? Mother Mary and Mama Kucha. And isn't it nice the way we have like two very distinct cultural and also just physically different attributes. Very, very white woman with blue eyes. Well, they both have blue eyes. Isn't that interesting? It's almost the blending of humanity, isn't it? I mean, we all have the same issue. We're all dealing with the same thing. It's almost like this blending of humanity. So we have this beautiful dark woman, but she's also, her eyes are also blue. Something very glassy about both their eyes. seeing things that haven't been seen before, but not like literally not with your eyes, you know, with the water, with your intuition, with your deeper self here. For the unknown animal spirit deck, I got camel. Camel is all about balance too. Camel is having the balance within heat and cool, water and drought. Again, it's a balance. That's what's happening here. There's some sort of balance is being achieved where there was imbalance. There was a specific, more intuitive message that came out for me when the camel card came out, and it came out as just a message of very old. This is some sort of very, very old energy, which makes sense. Where are they? Where have they gone? Where have I put the deck? Where are those oak men? Where are they? There they are. They're right at the top of the deck. It is a very, very old, gnarled, weathered energy, right? There's been some sort of sacrifice on their part to come forward. And I think that's sort of important to remember. You know, whenever I get mad at my own spirit guides, you know, you think it's so easy. You come down here and live this 3D life. They've done it. They've been there. They've done it. They've been there. You can't guide or help someone through something that you haven't even been through on your own, right? Existence is varied and very expansive. You know, we're very, I guess, very simple-minded to think that this is it. This is, you know, also very simple-minded, naive, also maybe a little bit arrogant to think that this is it, man. This is just the only place in the universe where this could be taking place. So again, I think the camel is just stressing that there's some sort of very ancient, sacrificial type of energy coming from these oak men. It's very old. You know, and one of the feelings I got from it too, I felt like they couldn't be pushed around very easily. So I can be a little stubborn sometimes, most of the time. But, you know, that's just who I am. And I do, when I read, I can, particularly reading for myself, I can be a little bit bossy with my guides. So I really feel like it's an energy that's come out, and it feels very solid, like a giant oak tree. It's not moving. Doesn't matter what I think the reading should be, what I think should be shared or shouldn't be shared. It's not moving. The energy is almost immovable. It's just, yeah. I want to say it feels like the accumulation of many, many grandfathers, like my own, like a very solid, independent, clear-minded, clear action, masculine energy, but it has a balance, probably more than my own grandfather did, particularly from his generation, where there was not much of feminine energy balanced in him. These dudes have that. They do have that. So, and then the card, I did show you, I didn't show you the underline for the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, is the oyster. One of my favorite cards in the deck. This is, to me, all about an opportunity about to hatch out. An opportunity, but you have to grab it. I've learned that with this card, doing private readings for people, doing readings for myself. That's the trick with this oyster card I found. And it is too, if you imagine where this oyster is sitting down underneath the sand at the bottom of the ocean. It's an opportunity. There's a little pearl inside there, something really beautiful and amazing and magical, almost miraculous in a sense, how it's created from this tiny little grit of sand. And it's just been, it's been sitting in this oyster waiting for you to take it. But you have to be it's not going to just plop in your lap. There will be, I want to say, signs and guidance, maybe a little map, gotta go, you know, this far, north, northwest, or whatever, and like there will be signs. There will be things that feel like, oh, that feels kind of for me. That feels, I think that's an opportunity for me. But you have to take it. You have to take it. And that's the underline here of this balance. Perhaps, you know, I want to say too, with the oak men, part of the message that's coming through with them is that a big part of the imbalance that's going on is people are not taking opportunities for them because they're being held back by perhaps too much masculine energy that's being a little bit too defensive or protective, where that shield, that armor needs to be removed a bit. So that one, because really the feminine energy is what births. The feminine energy is what births. So that is in all of us. How do we allow something to birth within us? How do we see that an opportunity is a new birth for us and to claim it? So then my energy oracle deck, this is one of my favorite cards, the Garden and the Gate. And I love the innocence, the shyness, the apprehension, the youth of the depiction of the girl in this card. And when I sit it here beside the camel, you know, the camel was immediately, it came out before I pulled out a card from the energy oracle deck, and immediately I got this feeling of very old, ancient energy. And here, this very young, inexperienced too, in the direction, going through that gate. Now the Garden and the Gate, for me, the message that I always get with this card is that you are in a safe place, but it's not really a place of any further growth. It's quite safe, it's quite comfortable, but there's nowhere else to put any more flowers or plants in there. Like, it's pretty full. All you're doing is harvesting, weeding. It's the same damn thing every day. It's safe, it's good. You need to go through the gate. And she's got the key. She's got the key around her neck to go through the gate. And look what's on the other side of the gate. The sun is shining. There's tons of open field. Look at all the opportunity out there to put some more flowers, plant some more stuff. But she has to move out of her comfort zone. And only she can do it. Only you with the oyster can be the one. The opportunity is presented to you. The key is given. But you have to be the one. And I feel this so strongly because of the direction. Like, it's almost like the oak men energy is here to say, you know, we're trying to, there's a balance that needs to be, I don't even want to say brought back. It feels like it's some sort of balance that's never existed here. And it's a new level of emotional, mental, spiritual, and energetic balance for people and for the, like, for Earth. Everybody's going through this. But, you know, they're here to help with messages. They're here to guide you. It's like a grandpa. You know, you can go and talk to him. You can tell him what's going on. And he's going to tell you what he knows and what he thinks, but you're the one that has to do it. You know, because the camel is not facing the same direction as the girl. The camel is facing away. I want to say, A, I've got your back, but B, you are the one that has to do it. Oh, geez, what an interesting message that came through. Interesting. Because the oak men to me feel very much like older grandfather, grandmother energy, whichever way you want to look at it, because it is balanced. It is a balance between masculine and feminine. As I was saying that, it was reminding me of my grandfather used to like to take me fishing. Well, I used to like going. I loved going fishing. And from the time I was like a really young girl. So he had 2 boys. So having a granddaughter, I think, was just like a super fun thing. Like, you know, I had these 2 guys and I have this little girl that just thinks you're amazing. Like, any guy would love that. So he would take me fishing, but Grandpa would have to put the worm on. Grandpa would have to take the fish off. Ew, I don't want to do that, Grandpa. So he got to a point where he said, listen, you're going to be a real fisherman. You got to put the worm on your own hook. You got to take the fish off too. Oh, I couldn't do it. I think about maybe a week went by. Like if I spent the summer with him, a week went by and I hadn't gone fishing with him. He's telling me, going fishing, you gonna come? Yeah. You gotta put the worm on your own hook. I won't do it for you. We would go. And I'd be sitting on the dock thinking, oh, Grandpa doesn't love me anymore. You know I'm gonna do it. Right? And that's how we kind of get sometimes when things are not going right. The universe has forgotten about me. Nobody cares. They don't care. No, they just want you to try to do something for yourself. Because it's going to help you down the road when Grandpa's not there and you still want to fish or teach someone else to fish, right? So yeah, you don't think about that when you're going through the lesson. You just think about the loss. What am I missing here? I'm missing out on this opportunity. Is that what a lot of people are feeling like too right now? Like you're missing out on stuff. I felt like that this morning. It was like it's Monday morning. I'm recording this Monday. I didn't mean to record this so soon for Friday, but the cards came out and here we are. And I thought, oh, you know what I realized I really missed was all the little kids at school. Because I've been lunch monitoring at my son's school for like 4 years. And then I thought about some of them. Like some of them I've known since like junior kindergarten and now they're in grade 2. And I kind of missed them. I realized I was thinking about all this after I worked out and I was doing my stretches. And I thought, I think my stretches are sort of a meditative time for me. I thought to myself, yeah, you know, I don't like it when people feel like needy. But then I thought, no, that's a needy that I liked. That was the one needy I was comfortable with. Because it's totally innocent and open and real. You know, it's just a project, like, I miss mommy and daddy today. Oh, you're going to see them later. Do you want to hold my hand while we walk? Okay. Like, you know, that kind of need. I don't have that anymore. My son couldn't care less. But he didn't want to hold my hand. But, like, we're missing something. So it finally hit me. Something that because I'm like, I could stay in the house all the time and just do videos and read my book and Netflix, go in the yard, take the dog for a walk. And then it hit me. And I think it's going to hit all of us at different points. That there's something that you're missing. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize how much I really missed that. Them little tiny people needing me. So we're all going through this, like, and feeling probably at different points like, well, why? Why does this have to happen now? Why did Grandpa go fishing without me? So, to go back to that story, I know I've lost a few subscriptions since I changed the direction of my channel. But yeah, I just feel like I guess I'm just separating the seed from the chaff. I don't know. So, you guys said you like to hear me ramble, so I'm going to ramble a bit between this reading. Because I think it's an important analogy, actually, what I'm getting to. That's the problem, right? What I'm getting to. So, I think after about a week, I was really down. My grandfather could see it. He was like, oh, all right. So he said, listen, come into town with me. I got to get some stuff. Oh, and he was also really good, too. So we would always go to the local dairy in town. And we would do shopping in the morning, and my grandmother would be left at the house cooking and cleaning and doing all the woman shit. And so he would say to me when we finished shopping, he said, let's go in the dairy, get an ice cream cone. I'm like, oh, yeah, because they had big ones, all sorts of flavors. But he would say, it's really close to lunch. We have to eat it before we get back to the house, and you can't tell your granny that I bought you this. Like, I would say a word. So, yeah, like, that's the best. That's what grandparents are for, right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go into town with Grandpa. So then he takes me down this road I've never been to. It's where he would all get his fishing tackle and stuff. They had minnows and worms and frogs and all sorts of shit in there. And, you know, I was sort of fascinated by that stuff because I played in puddles as a kid and found, you know, tadpoles and things. But the worms, he bought a big container of worms. And I thought, oh, he can't use all those on his own. He must be going to take me fishing kit. So we come back to the house. And he had like a stand of a little tiny forest. It wasn't very big. A stand of trees between the house and in the beach in the water area. So we get to the house, had my ice cream cone, of course, you know, wipe it all off. Don't let Granny know that we're not hungry for lunch because we spoiled it with ice cream. So then he gave me the tray of worms, said, here. He said, you're going to sit down in the shade in those trees as long as it takes until you are able to pick up those worms. Oh my God, really? Yeah, go. So he sent me down there. So I sat with those worms. I don't know how long. I mean, it's kid time. Probably was like 15 minutes and it felt like 10 hours. But I got through it. And I'll have you know, I can put a worm, a minnow on my own hook. I can take the fish off. I had to do that for guys, actually. I'll do that for you. It's okay. So that's what I feel like is kind of the Oakman energy here, is a little bit of this balance going on. There's a prize for you. And the prize is you can become your own fisherman, fisherwoman, but you have to push through your fear. You have to push through your fear first. Your fear isn't logical. Your fear isn't rational. The worms aren't going to hurt you. They're kind of gucky, but you know, you can wash your hands. So it's not, you know, it's okay. You rinse them off in the lake. It's all right. It's the fish that stink. Really stinks. That's all that I get with the garden and the gate. That's a lot of information, isn't it? I get all that with the garden and the gate. You have to go. We have to go down to the stand of trees on our own and look at what it is that maybe frightens us a bit, that maybe makes us a little bit nervous or cautious. But in the end, the Oakmen are saying that this is so that you can go get your oyster. What's left? Oh yeah, so there's one more card left here, the Star Keeper. What is this deck called again? I don't remember. What is it? It's the, oh, it is the Starseed Oracle. I've been using it the last little while, not a lot. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. The last part of this card, to me, is such a strong message. Seed the light by staying grounded. That's all you have to do. That's literally all you have to do. That was what I got. Like, when I looked at this card, it was like, well, full stop. There you go, like another full stop. And it is, because it's a period, so it's a full stop. Seed the light by staying grounded. So, any light, any balance that's trying to be struck right now, it's really the only thing that the Oakmen are asking us here. Kind of stay positive. It's okay, you're gonna get through this. You're gonna work your way through the worms. And actually, you're gonna find, and he used to joke, you know, she wouldn't touch Cindy wouldn't touch worms for like her whole life. And then I give her a tray of worms. And she won't leave them alone. Then I went digging for worms. Like, these guys are fascinating. What can I do with them, right? So, yeah, see what you were frightened of, what makes you nervous, apprehensive, hesitant, but damn, you're curious about it. You'd like to explore that. You'd like to find that for yourself. You'd like to feel that. You have to get your hands a little bit dirty. But remember, you can rinse them off again. Oh, underlying for, two more decks. So for the Energy Oracle deck, the underlying for all of that was the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. That second chakra is like the most intimate part of the housing of the soul. It really is a point of self-nurturing, feelings, emotions, safety, pleasure. It's a very, very intimate area. So this is a very intimate journey for everyone. You know, I can't come out and say, well, this is what's going on in the world, and, you know, the Illuminati is going to be, this is going to come out and you go, this is about yourself. And, you know, just get distracted with all of that other stuff. Honest to God, you're never going to figure it out. Even the people that are in it don't know everything about it. The only message you need to really take away here is seed the light by staying grounded. Okay? That's where the most power is in humanity. Right now. That's all you have to do. Because it's a seed too. What are you getting ready to do? Getting ready to go at that gate where there's a lot more space to put the damn seed. right? See the light by staying grounded. I know it's so easy to say. Don't worry, I'm working on it too. See, I had my little thing about the kid. I actually went onto the local Facebook page. It was like, I need the kids to know that I miss them. If the parents probably have no idea who I am because they're all at work when I'm there. So like, just let them know that Miss Cindy misses them. So yeah, so I'm working on it too. I've been given my little tray of worms. The underline for the starseed is the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Okay, I'm not going to show you a card yet. Look at this, right? Look at this. Look at the depiction of there. What do we see there? Inner child, tenderness, innocence. She's been given a rare gift. You've been given a rare gift. That's the thing. Oh. That's the part that a lot of us, I think, are missing. I didn't see that either. The rare gift. This is a rare gift. The worms, the tray of worms was a rare gift, right? Like my grandfather could have just decided, you know what? I miss Cindy when I go fishing. I have no one to talk to and tell all my stories to. I'll just put the worms on for her. But then when he's gone, who's putting the worms on for me? Right? And every time I go fishing, I think about him. So it is a rare gift here. It's a struggle, but it's a gift. Okay, so you want to see the card now? I'm going to show you the card. But not only is it a rare gift, I really believe that this is an opportunity for people to open up their gifts. And I don't mean like Christmas time. We're just sending gifts to each other. That's kind of nice too. Just keep it in the garage for 4 or 5 days though. You do that. I think it's like inner gifts and it's things to do. Like look at me, I've opened up a little bit more. I went into my dark little area for a while and I'm like, no more YouTube, no more nothing. And then I came out with like some new stuff going on here. So, you know, there's probably a lot of people out there too that would love to take the time to paint, to write some poems, to write some stories, to take some photographs. I don't know where you're going to, I guess you can still go outside depending on where you are, how serious the lockdown sort of is. I don't like that word anyway. The self-containment. Self-containment. Yeah, so many things. And look at all these people. Beautiful, like childlike. It's like the inner child in you. Because that's where the gift comes from. It gets all confused and lost in adulthood. There it is. See, and I think too, I know actually, missing the kids at the school is totally a selfish thing. Because, yeah, I mean, they drive me crazy sometimes. Oh Lord, do they? Especially the older ones. You can't pick up the older ones away from the situation. But the little ones you can. I probably shouldn't, but it's... it's this inner child, and I know that they helped feed that in me. It's like, keep my inner child, keep me a child. I want to be silly, I want to have fun. Not to say that we can't use kids for that, but now I have to find it on my own and strengthen it on my own. And that's almost part of really being an adult and growing up, is really claiming your own inner child without any other outside influence to help, you know, keep going. You have to. Okay, I didn't look at this card. I have to show it now. There's one underneath it, and I wasn't really compelled with any of the other ones to look at the second one underneath, but I am with this one. It's telling me to pick it up. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Wow, that's pretty cool. Don't wait for someone else to pick up the sword. Speak the truth, defend whoever, defend yourself. You forge that path. You be the leader you wish you had. You be the leader you wish your community had. That's not easy. But I think that's needed right now for sure. And it's going to change. People that were typically leaders prior to this happening or had leadership skills, not all of them, but I would imagine that some of them may be kind of falling from the wayside because they may have distracted themselves with leadership, taking leadership. That was a distraction. It wasn't necessarily who they were. Others who really are in that are going to be adapting to what that leadership is. And it feels like definitely, because it's that leadership is not so much just about the masculine energy, but about the feminine within each of us. That nurturing, I always come up with that with the feminine. Give me some more words for the feminine energy. Give me, it is right here. I think I'm shedding my winter coat. It is the birthing of something. So that's who the Oakmen are. That's what I got. They're old. They're making a sacrifice. You're being asked to. Yeah, right, because Grandpa had to sacrifice having me going fishing with him for a week. He had to go by himself. Though it was probably quiet. Because if you think I'm talkative now, oh my God. He actually had, my grandparents both had a snowmobile. And he went to like the hardware store. And you remember back in the day, like this would have been in the 70s into early 80s. They had those, like the letters, they were shiny. And they were like, I guess it was some sort of hard plastic letter. And it was shiny, but the letter was black. The background was like a shiny silver or something. So he got all the letters to spell the word granny. And he said that on the front of her snowmobile. And then on his, it said, Grandpa, why? Because it's all I ever said. Why, Grandpa? Why? Why, Grandpa? Why? Why is the sky blue? Why? Like it never ended. The man was so patient. He would have driven myself crazy. Like, so I imagine it probably got really quiet in that fishing boat. He was probably able to catch more fish, to be honest. But there's a sacrifice. There is some sort of a sacrifice going on with the Oakmen. So we're not the only ones, apparently, being asked to sacrifice. We just can't see. Well, we can look at all our neighbors and know that everyone is. Like, everyone is sacrificing something here. Everybody is. And that's it. So, there's the first message. So it doesn't matter what your sign is. Honest to goodness, it doesn't matter, right? Like, I know I lost about 100 subscribers within the first night of posting that. I thought, geez. You'd be so obsessed with your sign. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, I do like, oh yeah, Aries clan, Gemini, like. But when you really look at your chart, like I was kind of researching my own houses and all that stuff lately, and I really didn't have, like, in my typical placement of rising, moon, Mercury, all that stuff, I didn't have any water in my chart. And I thought, that's interesting. But then when I looked in my houses, it was full of like Pisces and Scorpio energy. We're all of it. We are all of it. And we take on different aspects of that at different times, right? So I hope you guys can understand why I'm doing this. Anyways, that's it. So now I'm going to do some other stuff. It's like for Friday. I still have to get Tuesday done. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Until next Friday, if you're just coming in for the Oakmen, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.